Многоуважаемый Владимир Владимирович, хотел бы от всей души поприветствовать вас.
Mr. President, allow me to welcome you
С государственным
in the capital of Kazakhstan
Это событие имеет огромное значение с
on your official visit. This is an extremely important visit
партнерства
in the context of developing our strategic partnership and
но, полагаю, имеет также
the allied relations between our countries. And I believe it is also
стабильности на
very significant in terms of ensuring security and stability
основой
in the Eurasian continent,
огромного
as our two countries
пространства.
are
Скрою, мы готовились к этому событию.
the
Я хотел бы выразить признательность
main components of this
администрации,
continent and
правительства,
structure. And I would like to
стороны было задействовано
thank
достаточно
you and the Russian government.
людей. Полагаю, визит
I know that there have
подготовлен в
been
рабочем режиме
preparations involving
достаточно
many
качественно.
officials from your side,
Хотел бы в этой связи отметить
and I believe this
буквально два
is a
момента.
very well-prepared visit.
Совместное наше заявление
I would like to note two things in this regard.
сотрудничества
The first is our joint statement on the 7
очень хорошее слово.
items of our strategic cooperation. 7 is a very
Сам документ
auspicious number
оригинальным,
in our culture,
подробнее
and the document
конференции.
itself is very original in its nature. I will speak about it at length at the press conference. I took part in the drafting process. I think this will become part of the history of our relations and will be extremely impactful. And the second is, of course, our cooperation with regard to the construction of a nuclear power plant in Kazakhstan. I'm very grateful for your personal support to this project. The agreement on the construction project is, of course, very important, and I don't think it's necessary to spend much time talking about its content. Now, we have a long tradition of friendship behind us, and we have common traits in our mentality, and we have a lot of common history. So once again, thank you for this visit. I think it is also important for Russia. We will continue working for the benefit of our two peoples and our core interests. Of course, we would all like to see peace and cooperation between and around us to develop successfully. And I will talk about this more at the press conference. Russia has a huge potential and such vast natural resources and the immense human capital that it has. I think this means a prosperous future under your wise guidance. Kazakhstan is also faring well according to the International Monetary Fund. This year, if there are no unexpected turns, we will have $6 billion in our economy, and I believe that is a very good result. And I see a lot of prospects for economic cooperation between our countries. Our trade turnover is reaching a record $30 billion. And I think it is also worth noting that it is Russia that is now the leader in foreign direct investment in our economy at $29 billion. It's quite impressive, and we will continue. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you for the invitation, first of all. We had the pleasure of hosting your official visit last year. Much was done to deepen our strategic partnership that is truly grounded in a long tradition of friendship and mutual respect that has spanned centuries, including as part of a single state. And I am sure that these days, both today and tomorrow, will be very productive. Thank you for last evening, the informal meeting that we had. We had an opportunity to discuss the many promising avenues, and our delegations are here during the great festive days that we have different names for it in Russian and in Kazakhstan, but the Eid al-Adha is truly a great holiday in the Islamic culture, and I would like to send my greetings to the people of Kazakhstan on this day. And our economy is, of course, developing well, and we're closely monitoring the developments in Kazakhstan. We appreciate the achievements that you're now demonstrating. Russia is still fourth in terms of purchasing power parity, and the first in Europe, I believe. Yes, that's right. Maintaining this status despite the attempts to counter our progress on the part of some of the ill wishers that we have. So we are in the same group as China and India, and I think this will be one of the factors that will help our cooperation with the brotherly nation of Kazakhstan. As you mentioned, Russia is one of the key economic partners of Kazakhstan. Last year, the trade was over $28 billion, and this year, in the first quarter, I think it grew by over 9%. That's right. And this has also been reflected in Russian investments, over $29 billion in investment, the foreign direct investment in Russia, and there are also growing Kazakhstani investments into the Russian economy. We have many areas of cooperation which have key significance for both our countries: machine engineering and energy and infrastructure, and of course our humanitarian ties and the cultural cooperation that we have. Russian youth studying Kazakhstan, and thousands of Kazakhstani citizens are studying at Russian universities in Russia. And I think we have discussed this process many times, the search for talents, talented youth, and providing education to these people. This is something that has been possible thanks to you, too, including with Sirius. Yes, this is something I'm going to talk about during the press conference. I have it in my talking points. Yes, so we support this. I think this is extremely promising. Last year, we had days of Kazakhstani culture in Russia, and we both took part in the opening ceremony in the Bolshoi Theater, and we have a blooming international cooperation at the EAU and the CSTO. Today we have meetings with the EAU colleagues where Kazakhstan is presiding, and we are sharing a CSTO at this point. Now, we are continuing our military cooperation, which is a significant factor for the stability and security in the region. So thank you once again for the invitation. I'm sure that this meeting will be extremely productive. Thank you, Mr. President.